All right, here we go again. Lawmakers have less than 3 days to approve legislation that would avert a partial government shutdown.
As the Friday deadline approaches, the House Oversight Committee is holding a hearing as part of its impeachment probe of President Biden. Witnesses testifying today include two former business associates of Hunter Biden, one of whom is appearing virtually from prison. The Republican-led Oversight Committee has alleged President Biden improperly profited from his son's foreign business dealings, but they have yet to present concrete evidence of any wrongdoing by the president.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane has been following all of these different storylines for us from Capitol Hill. Scott, are we going to have a government shutdown? What are House members trying to achieve at today's hearing? Let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's start with this hearing into Hunter Biden. The Republicans on the House Oversight Committee, Lana, invited Hunter Biden to give public testimony, but they scheduled this hearing one day before Hunter Biden is to appear in court in California on his federal criminal charges, so he has declined. They're proceeding with a few witnesses, two of whom are alleging that there was some effort by the Bidens to utilize the name to help Hunter Biden's businesses, to sell a brand. One of them is Tony Bobulinski, who sits right there in the center of your screen. Another is a federal criminal defendant who's also a federal inmate and is appearing via a virtual Zoom connection from prison. Democrats have invited Lev Parnas, a former Rudy Giuliani associate who has alleged efforts by Russia to interfere in U.S. politics and to muddy and dirty up the Bidens. Give you a sense here of what's going on. The Republicans are trying to salvage their impeachment inquiry into President Biden by renewing these allegations. But Democrats argue unambiguously, Megan, Lana, that the Republicans haven't laid a glove on President Biden or shown any criminal or impeachable misconduct. And to give you a sense of the tone in the room, one of the Democrats on the dais wore a Vladimir Putin mask into the room, alleging the Republicans are sowing Russian disinformation.
Well, while we wait for that to play out, let's pivot to another very emotional topic, IVF. A bill providing federal protections for this treatment is gaining some momentum in Washington. What can you tell us about that?
And there'll be a hearing in the U.S. Senate midday today about that. Here's the story. The Democrats have put forward a bill to provide federal protections for IVF, to codify and prevent states from cutting off IVF in their individual states. There are about 150 co-sponsors of this Democratic bill, but there are now Republicans jumping on board. Two of them are from New York, Mike Lawler and Mark Molinaro, representing somewhat purple districts in upstate New York, making the argument this bill should have bipartisan support. Take a listen to Mr. Molinaro speaking to CBS News a short while ago.
I think it is fundamentally important that we show that women and families that choose to bring life into the world will have that option across America. And I come to this conclusion as someone who understands and has had personal experience with IVF, but also I've listened to families, and by the way, some very conservative and liberal families all throughout upstate New York who understand that IVF is a deliberate and very earnest decision.
After that Alabama Supreme Court ruling a few weeks ago cut off services in Alabama briefly, this has become a supercharged political issue here in Washington. Democrats are trying to make headway, trying to get this on the floor for a vote. They don't control the House floor. Republicans do, but having some Republicans on board, Megan, Lana, might spur more interest.
Scott, let's talk about TikTok, because national security officials are briefing some senators on that app today. We've been wondering when that House-approved bill targeting TikTok is actually going to be taken up by the Senate. Any indication?
We've been asking everybody with 2 feet that was in that briefing when this vote's going to come. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee said soon, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it does indicate that Republicans and Democrats are now both speaking that there's an urgency behind moving this bill that passed the U.S. House. There is a time sensitivity to it, they say, because there are national security concerns with the China-based company having tethers to the sensitive data of American users by the millions.
All right, Scott MacFarlane, thank you.